Hello everyone. Today we're going to look at some PlayStation 1 games released in February of 1996. Starting with Street Fighter Alpha, Warrior's Dream.
Street Fighter Alpha.
Oh, so there's some feedback there. Okay. So this is the immediate sequel to Street Fighter 2. So Street Fighter 2 comes out, and then they iterate on it like 4 times over several years. Until 1995, they've released too many Street Fighter 2s, and they need to do something different. So instead of going straight to Street Fighter 3, they go to a prequel, Street Fighter 0 or Alpha in the US. So we can see just on the character select here, you have the returning characters of Ryu, Chun-Li, Ken. Those are the main 3 for the franchise, plus Sagat for, I don't know, some reason. Then bring in like some new characters like Charlie Nash, he's new, Rose is new, and then these idiots are from, I guess either Street Fighter 1 or Final Fight or whatever. I don't like this guy. Look at this guy. I don't like anything going on here. You know, this is like a Ninja Turtles villain or something. But anyway, this is, you know, absolutely Street Fighter. And it's been updated from the old clunky Street Fighter 2 fighting engine to a new next generation fighting engine. Right, so this, you know, looks, I'd say, comparable to the final version of Street Fighter 2, Super Turbo.
Yeah.
You know, the music is a bit higher fidelity. You know, they definitely wanted to do something here. Now, one of the things about Street Fighter is the button inputs are demanding for the combos. So, I can't even throw a Hadouken consistently. Right, so I'm doing, you know, down forward punch, which is what you're supposed to do, but I guess my timing's off. I don't know. This starts to get into the main problem of this game, and really most fighting games of this era. For someone who is new and inexperienced, it is wholly impenetrable. Also, being on a disc, there's significant load times here. So just going through an arcade mode, ladder, you know, just to show off some of the game. I'll play as Charlie, because why not? Hey, look, it's Charlie. Alright, so you can have normal speed and turbo speed. This game isn't particularly fun on normal, so let's go for turbo. So it's an 8-fight ladder. You know, it's randomized except for the final boss, who's, you know, spoiler, Bison. You know, there's like half a dozen maps across the world with day and night features. So this is, I think, New Orleans, or I guess it's USA East during the day, I believe. It's a bit more active at night. But yeah, I don't know any combos. If I did know the combos, I couldn't do them. You know, but I think it's set to one of the easier difficulties, so I can get through a few fights pretty well. Just doing, you know, dumb stuff.
Round 2. Fight.
This game also features a more advanced super meter at the bottom than the last version of Street Fighter 2. Though I have no idea how to deal with that, to be honest. Because you need to already know what you're doing with combos in order to take advantage of it. And yeah, you see here, I'm just eating dirt. because, you know, I don't know how to play Street Fighter. If you don't know how to play Street Fighter, then you're not going to play Street Fighter, is the way this is. You know, it looks nice, it sounds nice. The backgrounds don't animate that much compared to, you know, like less good games like Dark Legend on the Saturn. You know, which is a bit disappointing. You know, this game, it looks good, but doesn't look significantly better than contemporary 2D fighting games. You know, and whatever writing there is still fun. You know, going to go to China, fight Chun-Li now. And the character designs are, let's say, interesting in the way that Street Fighter characters usually are interesting in their design.
Round 1, fight!
But yeah, overall, this is probably not a bad fighting game. Again, it's hard for me to tell. Being as basic as I am at these. You know, the animations are snappy, the controls are responsive. You know, even though the timing is, let's say, tight. You know, the AI would not hesitate to murder you, I should say. Yeah, like I said, like if I, you know, had played a bunch of Street Fighter 2, I would know how to counter
Round 2, fight!
Whereas here, not even a single clue. And that, again, that goes back to the main issue, is this is largely impenetrable if you're not a fighting game person. And the way that, you know, the Street Fighter series and fighting games in general are going to progress throughout the 90s, it's only going to get worse. That problem.
KO! You win!
So yeah, on the easiest difficulty, someone doesn't know what they're doing could beat Bison.
3,
I think this is on like 3-star difficulty out of 8, and yeah, I'm barely getting by here. See, the AI knows how to use the meter. I don't know how to use the meter. You know, there's nothing in the training mode in the game, probably nothing in the manual that'll tell you how to do this. You just have to know or figure it out. You know, it's 1996, so the internet's going to be marginally helpful. You have to have been part of like a group or a scene or what have you that did fighting games in order to actually get anywhere with this.
You win!
And of course, it's getting into the fact that the point isn't really the single player. The point is the 2-player. If you're not playing this in 2-player, then why do you own this game? So yeah, it's this, really. Which for the time, you know, being the first fighting game on the PlayStation released in 1996, it's better than the non-fighting games coming out at the same time. So there's that. Yeah, here we have Rose, not a particularly beloved character, I think. You know, she hasn't shown up a bunch in other games. Not a popular character. Don't know why though. Yeah, I guess I'll see where this fight goes and then move on to the next game here.
You win! Too easy!
As far as arcade accuracy, this is probably close enough. It's arcade accurate. Which, considering that, you know, the previous generation consoles at the time, you know, the Genesis and Super Nintendo, couldn't do this. You know, it is a case for owning a PlayStation. Yeah, like when I set my mind to it, I can, you know, kind of cheese my way through these fights.
You win!
So there you go, Street Fighter Zero or Street Fighter Alpha. Whichever way you want to look at it. So moving on here to the next game in chronological order is College Slam. So this game was released on the PlayStation shortly after Street Fighter Alpha. You know, by the timing I was able to look up, it's about 3 days later, so it's the next release for the system. And this game is a NCAA basketball game. We can see the fun studio intros for Acclaim and Iguana. So Iguana is important in that they were the ones who did all of the console work to bring NBA Jam to home systems. Also, I don't know what's going on with this opening here. I don't know why they have this filter on this video. This looks really bad. Like, are they doing cell shading? Like, I really don't know what filter this is they have on here. It's very bizarre. It's somewhat captivating how weird it is. It's like that movie A Scanner Darkly almost. Like semi-animated. Over real footage. Yeah, I don't know. This is bad. But that's not as bad as actually playing this game. Also, let's just look at this logo here for a second. I just want to, before getting into the game, before saying what kind of basketball game this is, let's just scrutinize this logo. So if you look at the mouth on this basketball, first off, its cheeks are opening too wide. So we're seeing too much of the teeth there. They're like the mouth is too open for how mouths are supposed to work. And it seems to be modeled after the human mouth, you know, so they're anthropomorphizing this basketball by putting a human mouth on it. But if you count the teeth on there are 24 teeth, as far as I can tell from looking at this. The human mouth has 26 teeth. So the worst part of this picture is that there are too few teeth. Now you could say that it might be, you know, another row of, like just one last set of teeth, you know, behind like the cheek there, you know, the lip. But it's already so wide to show that much of the mouth. Like that's probably all the teeth it has. Or it has like too many teeth, like behind the lips, which might be worse than having too few teeth. So yeah, I don't know. This is a really bad logo. I don't like looking at it, which is why I paused here, so we can look at it and suffer together. So, getting past that, what we end up with is basically NBA Jam. You know, you have your different season options here. You know, you can play a season, you can do a tournament, semifinals, or just, you know, head-to-head. And being the NCAA license, it has all these NCAA teams, which is a lot. You know, when you look at NBA Jam, you know, this is more teams than that. So let's do this. Go ahead and play as Georgia. Also different from NBA Jam, or at least the version that was around when this came out, the Tournament Edition, which is what Iguana Entertainment ported to consoles, and this is based on. That game you could choose 3 players, or 2 out of 3 players to play as, and you can change them out. Here you can choose 2 out of 5 players and change them out. I don't have any idea what I'm doing here, so let's do a small forward and power forward, or
Today's matchup.
who knows?
Bulldogs versus Wildcats.
So you're gonna see what I mean here once we load into an actual game.
The tip.
Yeah, you see? This is literally NBA Jam.
Dumps it up.
Also, I forgot how to play NBA Jam. I played it several times, but I forget how to play it every time.
It's a beam slam.
So, Iguana took
Food fight.
the work they did on the NBA Jam engine for consoles. They just took that code and
It's a beam slam.
they just replaced the character sprites with these generic characters here. And I don't know where I am. Here I am. Yeah. So they replaced those character sprites based off of real people with generic character sprites here. And then they got the NCAA license. And took out all the NBA Jam branding. You know, they changed the background a little bit, but not that much. You know, there's fewer announcer calls here.
Cool shot.
But the action works the same way, basically.
Ouch.
You know, I still have no idea what I'm doing here.
Delivers the thesis.
You know, still, like, I don't have fun with NBA Jam, and I don't have fun with this, really.
Blocks the shot.
So yeah, I'm gonna get, like, destroyed with this game. But the main sin here is that there's so little personality going on.
Cool shot.
Because it had to strip out all the NBA Jam stuff in order to, you know, make this work legally.
Cool shot.
And yeah, it's just this, right? It's a boring NBA Jam.
Chance to go on top.
You know, I could keep playing this and, you know, have it keep going in this way, but I mean, I would get bored. You know, even when I lose and play badly, I get bored. You know, this is probably meant as a two-player game, and I can see why they'll do this. You know, there are parts of the United States that, you know, when you use the acronym UK, people will think of the University of Kentucky before they think of the United Kingdom. Right? You know, there are areas of the U.S. where NCAA basketball is, you know, the biggest thing. So having a version of NBA Jam that's, you know, NCAA, that makes sense. But there's so little effort going on here
Chance to go on top.
that yeah, I don't.
Cool shot.
I just don't see much appeal to this game. And this came and went, I guess. You know, I mean, probably sold moderately well because again, it had the NCAA license. But this isn't, you know, a fondly remembered, well-regarded series of games.
Chance to go on
You know,
top.
this isn't beloved by that many people because it's creatively devoid, basically.
Cool shot.
Yeah, like I don't have a good feel for the dunking or the throwing. or anything like that. There's a run button here, at least.
Heating up.
And that's something, I guess. You know, you can press circle and just kind of book it
Delivers the
into a
bases.
dart. But yeah, I guess I can finish off this half. And then,
Heating up.
you know, move on from here. And just like NBA Jam, this was not meant for single player, probably. Which is why this isn't fun.
Pumps it up. Oh, Kublai. Boom.
And you know, this is 1996. This is on a polygonal console. You know, games have seemingly moved on from this style of game. You know, this comes out like a month before Resident Evil.
Spectacular move.
There are other basketball games out at this time that are polygonal. You know, that have more than 2 players, that are closer to real life than this. So, yeah, I don't know.
Cool shot. Can you believe that?
Yeah, so you can call timeouts and change players around. There seems to be 1 character model per position. So you can have 2 of the same character model on different teams playing each other, which is, you know, it's not a good look. And of course, you know, there's no licensing for the actual players themselves, because there can't be. It's NCAA. You know, they didn't have player licensing until very recently, I think. So they can't use any likenesses of anyone, just the teams. And it's, you know, it's this way for decades. Oh. That's a long shot.
He's a high bird.
Yeah, so there's just not really any excitement going on here.
Incredible.
You know, maybe someone who grew up with this game, played it hours upon hours, knew every exploit, every trick, everything with the AI and gameplay. They could probably, you know,
Wicked.
tell you a lot about this game. You know, like the very fine details that you can only get if you spent too much time with it, basically.
Wicked.
But as something to go back to and look out of curiosity, there's not really any reason to do so.
In his face. Attacks the basket. Heating up. Incredible. In his face. Wicked.
So yeah, I'm just running over and dunking the ball, because what else am I going to do?
That counts.
And the sprint button, like, kind of breaks the game a little bit,
Incredible.
but I'm not complaining about that. And having more options of players to choose from is, you know, an improvement in some way over NBA Jam.
Incredible.
But because those players are all interchangeable, you know, there's not anything interesting going on here with that.
In his face. On your face. He's a high bird. Incredible.
Like, I could see a kid in '96 getting this game, you know, having never seen or touched NBA Jam,
In your face!
and then thinking this is incredible. Because it's NBA Jam, right?
Incredible!
But for anyone that knows better,
Incredible!
this is... yeah.
That counts!
And there we go. First half. I'm slightly ahead. What to do? So that is College Slam. Something that is easily forgotten. Something that is sadly less easily forgotten is the next game to come out for the PlayStation. This is one Johnny Bazookatone, which is a neat game. I mean, well, no, it's not a game. It's a neat name for a game. It is a fairly bad piece of anything. So yeah, this opening movie has a bunch of this. Now, can you guess how long this goes on for? If your guess is 5 minutes, then congratulations, you've already seen this game before. Yeah, you see that wobbly guitar? That happens like 20 times. There's like a dozen animations here, and they're just cycling through them repeatedly. So there's no like dialogue or writing in this game for the plot. I had to go and actually look it up. It seems like our main guy, Mr. Bazookatone, there with the pink purple hair, his favorite guitar gets stolen by the devil, I think, and he has to go into hell and get it back, or something along those lines. And the gimmick is supposed to be, as far as I know, that this is a musically themed platformer. And the music is a combination of like 90s electronica, funk, and the random guitar solo. Which the music mostly doesn't work. Like, this is one of the better tracks in the game you're hearing here. But yeah, this is all very mid-90s. Yeah, I've already losing my mind. Let's get this over with. So those are all of the polygons in the game you just saw. There's not really any options or game modes, you play the game. So we load into the first level, Sin Sin Penitentiary, which is not something that I want to unpack. Though probably the most of all the egregious things this game does, the most egregious is the fact that the guitar you have here, your main weapon, isn't a bazooka. It's a machine gun. There's no bazookas in this game. You play as Bazookatone, and you don't have a bazooka. Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. Also, this game plays like trash. Like, just unmitigated, warmed over trash. you know, you have a jump with the square button. You can shoot with the X button. You know, the circle button aims down or at an angle for reasons. And the triangle does whatever this is supposed to be. You know, you can twirl around with the shoulders. But yeah, that's about it. You know, so there's some kind of high jump somewhere in here. No idea what it is, though. Alright, you know, you jump this far. If you aim down, you can kind of glide a little bit, you know, like Yoshi in the modern Mario games. But yeah, so that lack of knowing what the high jump is a pain. Oh, there's the reason why this is happening is there's a hidden jump pad here. Because there's a secret area here. You know, right at the start of the game. You turn around, there's a secret area. So, it's a platformer. So do you see this tower with the vines on it? You're going to be seeing a lot of this tower. Also, I don't know how to get over that without taking damage. Also, no idea to get over this without taking damage. Anyway, so you're supposed to collect these throughout the levels for reasons. And yeah, I just died. Because no idea what I'm supposed to do with those. There's nothing in the control setup to handle that. Also, this level is a graveyard. This is a graveyard level. With zombies and little gremlins and all that. You know, there's mushrooms you can jump on. Kind of. You have these trees. Again, kind of. You know, the platforming feels bad. Like, this game feels bad to play. Oh yeah, he's a little gremlin. They'll like jump on you. Little jerks. You know, the enemies kind of respawn. So like these skeleton guys, if you let the head roll around, the head will respawn. And I guess maybe this music could be ambient in a better game. But it just doesn't work here that well. Right, because this game isn't particularly interesting on its own merits, the music doesn't help. Also, this mushroom doesn't work. So here's another thing. This whole thing feels slipshod. So the last two trees had mushrooms in front of them that were jump pads. This tree has a mushroom that is a background element. There's stuff in the tree, so it seems like you're supposed to get up here, but nope. And yeah, this is now the third one of these towers that we've looked at. They just, well, you know, this section of this level has 4 or 5 different elements here that are just copy and paste. It's like a Tex Avery cartoon almost, like an old Tom and Jerry cartoon, where they're just running past the same, you know, furniture over and over again. So this all feels very cheap. You know, like, this combat isn't fun. The platforming feels bad. There's no differentiation between the foreground, you know, what you can and can't jump on, which isn't great. Here's tower, what is it, number 4? Tower number 4 now. Oh, nope, I accidentally jumped on the spike and died. And we start all the way back here. -1 life. Now, we don't have to do that the whole level again, right? We just have to walk back to where we were. Everything we collected, still collected. All the enemies are still defeated. And we just have to, you know, walk back. And again, it's like an old-timey cartoon. Like, this is like the second one of these we've passed. Look at these two graves here. They're just same grave, but flipped. Right? This is like, what, the third one of these we passed? 4th or 5th tree. It all feels very cheap. So we're supposed to get over here. Yeah. So that's the first part of the first level done. It's not a good time. Now here's the second part of the first level. So you have to get past this guy who's hammering. You know, that's something, I guess. He doesn't take damage or anything. There's these little jerks here. So here's the thing. You have these bounce mushrooms up there. You have, you know, damaging thorns there. Little gremlins on a walkway. So there's some way to get up to that walkway. Which I guess is this way, actually. What the fuck? Oh, actually, that, and also that mushroom damages you. So yeah, so you can't, like, jump on this rock in midair. You have to get on it in kind of a weird way. And it's right next to a guy who will damage you. Also, a mushroom that will damage you, like, apparently. It'll either bounce you or damage you. And here's another high note. Alright, how do we get there? Who knows? So yeah, so we get over that pit there, a blind jump onto enemies, and game over. We go to home hell. Hell home? Home hell? Hell's our home now, I guess. Ah, that's very sad. Oh, hell? Okay, so... But we're gonna start back over again. We're gonna continue, right? No. This game isn't fun. It's bad. It hides its lazy, bad design with, you know, severe difficulty. And that's never something you want. So let's move on. And by move on, I mean go to our last game today, Krazy Ivan. And Krazy Ivan is something that I personally don't want to have anything to do with at all. Oh, so first thing, it makes a big deal about the soundtrack being done by something called La Freak. There's no such group or band or musical anything called La Freak. That was like completely made up by the guys they got to do the music in this game. So already off to a great start. So you want to know what this game is about? Well, here's an opening cutscene for you. The 90s CG isn't that bad for the time. But what is bad is the FMV.
What's wrong? You're as jumpy as a jackrabbit.
Jim is getting on my nerves.
Sounds like he's having a party.
Do you know why they call him Krazy Ivan?
Don't tell me he thinks he's a depot.
Very fun. You've heard of the Gorbachev Day Massacre?
Of course. You mean he's that Ivan? But he's completely unstable.
Freak out!
Yes, Commander.
I've been cooped up in this sardine can for 7 hours now. I'm bored.
Our ETA at launch coordinates is...
That's close enough. Initialize launch procedure.
You can't do that, Commander.
Oh?
The transporter is not stabilized. The blast shields are not up.
That's enough. Launching now.
Hit the brakes.
Now you see why I'm nervous.
Oh my gosh. Niet! Ignition is too early.
I knew it. We are going to die. You have 15 seconds to achieve takeoff mode and get the shields up.
You are crazy. Stabilizers now.
There isn't time. Crazy, they say. Post-traumatic stress, they say. Stabilizers down.
Raising launch tube.
It's too late. We're toast.
tube in position.
Shields! The cabin shields! Bingo!
So yeah, this is a mech game. It's a mech game where you're piloting a junky post-Soviet mech fighting off an alien invasion. With truly god-awful acting in the live-action cutscenes. You know, that sounds like it could be a fun time. You know, post-Soviet Russia isn't exactly in vogue at the moment. But, you know, by 90s standards, you know, not the worst idea you could have. The execution, though, is, let's say, unideal. Which is really something that I've come to expect from Psygnosis. So let's start game here. This is broken out into 6 levels. Each level is a different part of the world. Difficulty from 50 to 100%. You start at Russia, go to Saudi Arabia, over to La France, then America, and then over to Tokyo at the end. So there's not that much in this game. But each level is a open zone level. You could classify it as. And the goal for each of these zones is to go to each of the 3 points of interest and kill the boss that's there. So it's a first-person mech game. You know, you're running around. Alright, see, Dwarf is over here. Let's go see Dwarf. So we go to Dwarf's little combat arena.
This is Dwarf. He's slow but packs a real punch. Try for a headshot and keep moving.
So this game moves pretty fast because there's a timer between bosses, and the bosses themselves are not the most cooperative things in the world. So we got our buddy Dwarf here. You know, we have to try to hit him. He has his attack spread. And you see his health bar when I'm over there. It's not a bunch of health because this is the first level. It's a, you know, intro boss. But the movement is slow. Like this strafe, for example, is a single step. So it's a semi-automatic strafe. It's not like Doom or something where you can just hold down the button and then just keep going. So that's pretty bad. Now, in addition to our regular machine gun here, we have missiles. There's a very limited number of those. You know, we have like 4 or 9 or something. So anyway, after beating the boss, we get some power-ups, a health, and prisoners pop out. One of the secondary objective in all these levels is to rescue prisoners. So it's like Metal Slug in that way. If you play Metal Slug, you know, like you're going through the levels, and then you can pick up little guys that you free, and it adds, you know, score or something. And these random mobs will also have power-ups and prisoners there. You can see the total number of prisoners in the level. At the top it's 126. I have 19. So you can kind of jungle a bit with these mobs, you know, in between bosses. But you're on a timer. So you can pick up prisoners, you can pick up, you know, power-ups and health from these guys, but, you know, if you run out of time, you run out of time, and, you know, that's that. So let's get over to Raptor here, our second boss fight. Also, I'm staying on ground level because you have very little mobility on slopes. You know, like, to try to get here, I can barely do it.
The sentient in this arena is codenamed Raptor. He's sneaky, so watch your back. The good news is he's not as tough as he looks.
I can't stress enough how much I hate the acting in this game. So yeah, where is this guy? He's over here. So this guy has a smaller hitbox, he's harder to hit. He's gonna be wasting more ammo. And the thing with the guns is you see the bar there filling up. So these have cooldown on them. It's actually not generous cooldown, like, at all. So you have to, you know, be pressing the semi-automatic strike button to dodge the shots. You know, managing the cooldown for your gun, and aiming at the same time. This is, you know, this is like trying to pat your head and rub your stomach at the same time. Oh yeah, there's also a laser. Also very limited. I had 4 shots total. Now I'm out. Alright, so I got power up. You know, get these prisoners. Get myself up to, what was it, 38?
Nice work, Commander! Watch out in the next arena, things will really start to hotten up.
So yeah, my timer goes up a bit. I'm back at, you know, 1:47. But it's a small level, so here's Deadlock.
Codename Deadlock. Sounds ominous, but he won't be winning any IQ tests.
There's also a look up and look down with the L and R1 buttons. It's just another thing to mess with. There's a secondary gun you can use. So here, it's 50mm, and you can see the ammo counter there. It'll go down as I use it, but it does more damage. Let's switch back to our main weapon here. And yeah, the game's this. This is the game. You know, some spoilers. Each level is like this. Right, it's 3 bosses, and then a final boss at the end.
Good work. You really ran rings around him. Keep it up.
I really don't like that. So yeah, so now there's a shield generator we have to go kill.
All arenas in this zone are clear of alien sentience. Your task now is to shut down the shield generator, and we can move on to the next zone.
Shield generator is over here. You know, if we try to walk up the mountain, this happens. Alright, so this isn't so much like the Uncharted plants in Mass Effect, where you could, you know, climb over the hills, or like Skyrim, where you can just go up the mountains. This is more like, I don't know, Dynasty Warriors or Monster Hunter, where it's segmented out. So here we have this thing. It will open up to shoot at us, and it only takes damage when it's open. So we have to dodge the shots and try to aim for the thing there. There's mobs who will show up to be annoying about it. You know, shoot mortars at us. You just have to move. You basically just have to move constantly. But again, you're moving, you're managing, you know, you overheat here, you're trying to aim. It's like you're pressing a bunch of buttons at the same time, which isn't, it doesn't feel good to do this. There's a little bit too much you gotta do at any moment. And you know, it's pretty slow cooldown once you overheat. Yeah, this isn't particularly fun. Alright, so I'm feathering L2 and the right on D-pad at the same time to do this. And, you know, I get there eventually. Zone completed. That is now 1/6 of the entire game. You know, there were a bunch of guys I didn't rescue, which, oh well, I guess. Doesn't seem to have much of an impact. But what does have an impact is these cutscenes on your psyche. Oh, actually, before the cutscenes, there's an upgrade system that actually goes pretty well, really. So let's do that. Want to get that up. And then we can buy one of these. Well, Vortex Bomb, 2x Laser Cannon, Missile Launcher. I don't know what these do. Let's try 2x Laser Cannon. Because why not? I guess that gives me twice as many laser shots. That'd be useful. You know, we accept, and now we have to deal with the game. Sure, let's do... Ah! There we go. That's a good save game.
Congratulations, Commander. You have successfully neutralized the alien presence in this zone.
No problem. It was easy. Like shooting monkeys in a barrel.
That's fish, Commander.
What?
The expression is as easy as shooting fish in a barrel.
No, fish. That's not so easy. Especially if they're very little fish.
No.
A grenade is better with fish.
As you say, Commander. Please select your next target from the 4 zones remaining. Now.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's like, oh look, they're Russian and they're crazy. Oh, those wacky Ruskies. Am I right? I don't know what they're trying to do there. That isn't, you know, just being shitty. Speaking of which, now we go to the Saudi Arabia level. I'll just let this speak for itself.
Commander, I have a Miss Fatima Al-Dulaimi on the secure channel. She says it's personal.
Ah, Commander Popovich. Forgive me for contacting you like this. You are about to risk your life to save my country, for which I am most grateful. I have a more personal interest. My family is among the hostages being held by the aliens.
I'm sorry to hear that.
We are an extremely wealthy family. If you were to make their rescue your first priority, you would find us extremely generous.
I'm a professional soldier, Miss Tulami. How generous?
Well, I am authorized to offer
I've
you
always wanted a 57 Chevy
a Chevy.
with imitation leopard skin upholstery.
Very well.
And fluffy dice.
And fluffy dice.
Consider it done. Yes. All set?
Yes, Commander. Ready when you are.
Okay.
Let's go rescue some hostages.
So yeah, in 1978, Edward W. Said published the book Orientalism, examining the West's relationship with cultures across Asia. I guess anything, you know, to the east or south of Turkey. And, you know, there's a lot of standard tropes in the classical racist depiction of non-European cultures.
They call this
It's a
one
whole
brow.
academic field,
There you go.
Orientalism.
Looks and
I'm not
fights
saying
like
that for any particular reason,
One
just, you know,
scene
throwing it
from-
out there for anyone who's interested. Anyway, now we have to deal with this jerk in this arena. So level 2 works the same way, except now this guy is some kind of tiger called Prowl, and my guns do almost no damage to the damn thing. Alright, I've taken a lot of hits now, taken a lot of damage. Barely hit this guy. Yeah, I have this new gun, a laser, so let's try that. It's doing a bit of damage, but it's overheating a lot. And this guy, attacks fast, he has a small hitbox, he's hard to hit. My main gun does no damage to the thing whatsoever. Right, it's bouncing off. Like, I have to really unload to do anything, and he's damaging me faster than I can damage him. So, let's see if I can successfully not die here. Again, circle strafing is life. Yeah, I am just about dead here, so is he. Let's see who dies first. I know what I think. Oh, he dies first. Yay! Let's look at these little prisoners. They look,
And another one bites the dust.
Yeah. Let's not comment on the prisoners there. Oh. And mobs. Mobs with a lot higher health than in the last level. But we still have the same time limit. So yeah, my health is bad for my front shield there. None of these are health pickups, which is unfortunate because if I go to the next boss like this, I am guaranteed to die. Alright, well that's a little bit of health, so screw it, let's get out of here. We have 1 minute to make it to, let's say, Sentinel over there. Or Qualm. Can we get to either Sentinel or Qualm in a timely manner? There was a map somewhere. Or I guess not. Anyway, now we're at Sentinel. Let's see how fast he kills us.
This is Sentinel. Word is he can disrupt homing weapons. Good luck.
Alright, so don't use missiles. Yeah, you can really jam on the triggers here to, like, oh, this guy sucks. Oh, I don't like this at all. The main, like, comparison for this game would be something like Guild War on the Saturn. And Guild War is a much better game than this. I mean, Jesus. Right, that 50mm isn't doing anything to this guy. Yeah, the lasers are, but we know how this goes. Yeah, I'm about to die. I can't rotate shields or do anything, so I can't shoot at him and, live. Which is unfortunate. So yeah, a lot of moving around, incrementing up to look down and look up with the shoulder buttons. Alright, so now I'm just low now. Let's see what I can do to this guy. He's over here somewhere. Not doing much to him. Hey, I killed him. How about that? I don't know what the zombie mode does. But yeah, let's look at these prisoners here. That's,
I didn't think you were going to make it that time.
Neither did I.
Papa sends his congratulations.
So where's Qualm? Where's Qualm? There's Qualm. Yeah, we're not making it over there. Let's go through here.
This sentient is Quam. This boy is really pecking. Keep moving and test for weak spots.
I don't like the way she worded that. And this jerk is behind me. What's that sound effect? Am I doing any damage to whatsoever? Tiny bit, I guess. Oh, he disappears. That's lovely. These missiles aren't doing very much to him. And he's disappeared again. He's popped up over there. So yeah, each of these guys have a gimmick and their own visual design at least, which is something. And there goes my ammo. Alright, so this is actually further than I made it the first time I played this game. So that's something.
Well done, Commander. We are all rooting for you. The next arena is going to be tough.
You know, those other power-ups don't
I think we can now declare
last
the
that
Middle
long.
East an alien-free zone. You just have to shut the generator down. Be careful in there.
So where's this generator at? Over there somewhere? Oh, can't get there. So the question is, does this generator work the same way as the other generator? Looks like it. So guess what I'm doing, everyone? So yeah, so you get used to having to feather these buttons as delicately as you do, but it's not something that's worth getting good at. You know, like all these old games, they require your time and attention to get anywhere with them. But not all of them are worth the effort. And that's how I classify Krazy Ivan here. Right, between the casual raid system from the most normal island, you know, this repetitive game structure, you know, like the awkward controls, there's not a lot to recommend. Oh, something's going wrong with these controls here. Am I running into something? Weird. Anyway, let's get to the end of this and then call it a day. If I can. Yeah, hey, that did it. Alright, so that's level 2. You've now seen a third of the game. Congratulations. So yeah, if you like bad stuff, then, you know, by all means, check out Krazy Ivan. Yeah, so you can unlock more weapons here. They have higher costs associated with them. Which, sure. It's an upgrade system. It works, basically. Alright, let's see where this story takes us.
Congratulations, Commander. You have successfully neutralized the alien presence in this zone.
Yeah. It was piece of pie.
Cake.
Pie, cake,
Whatever.
punch up the map and let's hit the next zone.
Very well, Commander. Accessing world map now.
I don't know who these actors are. I don't know their lives, don't know, what the conditions were in filming these scenes. But deep down at the bottom of my heart, I hope they stopped acting after this. Alright, if there isn't something horribly offensive against the French here, I'll be disappointed.
We'll be touching down at Charles de Gaulle Airport in a few minutes, Commander. We have to move fast on this one. The energy field is rapidly expanding. Most of Paris' cultural centers have been devastated. The Eiffel Tower is gone.
Uh-huh.
Notre Dame is gone.
Sure. I always planned on visiting Notre Dame.
The Pompidou Center is gone. No, the Palais de Versailles. Gone, all gone. Oh, now the field is moving out towards Euro Disney.
What? They're going to waste Disneyland? No way. Let's go. Hold on, Mickey. I'm coming.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I wasn't expecting that gag. But yeah, this works the same way. There's now more guys. This is going to be less fun. And yeah, so that's Krazy Ivan. I don't want to play this anymore. So let's call that a stream. Thank y'all for joining me here as I walk through these real bangers from February 1996. Join me next time, next week, or sometime, and when I will go through 4 more games from February and early March 1996. Y'all have a good one.